My child, my beloved, I have seen the pain you carried in silence, the tears no one noticed, and the prayers you whispered when the world had no answer. Through every difficult season, heaven was closer to your heart than you realized. Let this message become a reminder that you have not been forgotten. If these words strengthen your faith, subscribe and stay connected because you value the encouragement, not because destiny depends on whether you remain on a screen. There may have been moments when everything seemed blocked, when communication failed, opportunities disappeared, or confusion made you question whether God was still guiding you. Yet difficulty does not mean heaven has abandoned you. Sometimes what feels like interference is simply life becoming complicated. Sometimes delays expose what needs preparation. And sometimes silence gives you enough space to recognize truths you could not hear when everything around you was loud. My beloved, this moment can still be meaningful without needing to be written into a secret heavenly scroll. Let it matter because something inside you is finally ready to face the next chapter with greater clarity and courage. You are not here by accident, in the sense that every experience can become an opportunity to reflect, pray, and choose differently. Divine timing does not need panic. It can arrive quietly through wisdom, conviction, and a door you are finally prepared to recognize. Something that once felt blocked may begin moving again. A conversation may restart, an opportunity may return, or your own confidence may begin flowing where fear previously kept you frozen. Perhaps you thought God had stopped speaking because you did not receive the answer you expected. But guidance can come through Scripture, wise people, circumstances, prayer, and the quiet realization that one direction no longer belongs to you. Dreams and repeated thoughts can also reveal what your mind has been processing, but do not force every experience to become a supernatural sign. Notice what brings clarity, peace, responsibility, and greater alignment with what is true. My child, the pain you endured was real. So was the exhaustion of waiting for a door that seemed unwilling to move. You may have spent too much time pushing against something that was never going to open through force. Now, a different door may appear, one that does not require you to beg for basic respect, prove your value endlessly, or abandon your dignity just to gain access. When that door appears, examine it carefully. Healthy opportunities do not need manipulation to keep you interested. They can withstand questions, preparation, and the kind of discernment that protects both your peace and your future. You do not have to convince everyone that you deserve what comes next. Your worth is not decided by the people who rejected you, overlooked you, or failed to recognize what you carried. Let God's view of you become more important than their approval. Then allow your next season to be shaped by wiser choices, stronger boundaries, deeper faith, and the courage to stop chasing what continually refuses to honor you. The door may be beginning to open, beloved. Do not force it and do not fear it. Prepare yourself, remain attentive, and when the path becomes clear, walk through with gratitude, responsibility, and peace. One word: miracle. Yes, my child, a miracle. One that's overdue. One that even you stopped believing in. But heaven did not. Even while you questioned, God continued. Even while you cried, God remembered. Even while you thought nothing was working, heaven was writing your name on the walls of breakthrough. And this is why this message was fought so hard. Because once you read these words, something in your spirit will begin to rise again. Something ancient, something divine, something the world tried to kill. Your fire is coming back. Your purpose is being reawakened. And your enemies, they will be silenced because this time, God isn't just blessing you. He's vindicating you. He's showing the world that you were always chosen. You were always anointed. And now you are about to receive a reward so beautiful, even your enemies will have to admit God was with you the whole time. But child, listen closely. Don't scroll past this. Don't click away. Heaven has been waiting for this moment of alignment. You are standing in the hour of divine reversal. That's right. Everything that was working against you is turning in your favor. Everything you lost being returned with interest. Every delay was not a denial. It was a preparation for a greater release. I was sent to deliver this to you. I, Archangel Michael, speak with the fire of heaven, and this fire is cleansing what has been haunting you. You're not crazy. You're not cursed. You're not forgotten. You're just on the edge of the miracle. This is why the warfare has been so intense. This is why everything around you felt like it was crumbling, because the enemy knew you were moments away from the light. Child, I want you to do something bold. Pause, take a breath, and say this out loud. I receive what heaven has been trying to give me. I am ready. Say it again. Feel it this time, because the frequency of those words is unlocking a chain. Something in the spirit realm just cracked. And now it begins. A shift, a divine earthquake in your favor, a sudden wind from heaven moving through the areas of your life that were stagnant. Finances, relationships, your home, your health, even your sleep will be different after tonight. Because the angels have been dispatched, the instructions are being followed. And your name is glowing in the records of heaven. You are not invisible to God. You are not too late. You are not disqualified. You are divinely scheduled. Child, you must understand. The attacks on your life weren't random. They were targeted. Why? Because the light you carry has always been dangerous to darkness. You're a threat to what tried to break you. But now you will rise with power they cannot stop. A new chapter is already unfolding. But you must keep reading, because what's coming next will confirm what your spirit already knows. The reason people left you, the reason the job rejected you, the reason the relationship ended, it wasn't a loss. It was a redirection into divine protection. Heaven blocked what your heart wanted so your soul could receive what it truly needed. And now I must tell you what I was ordered to say. This is your confirmation. You were not crazy. You were not mistaken. You were not alone in those battles. Angels were stationed around you the entire time. Every time you thought you were fighting alone, you weren't. You were surrounded by warriors of light. And now, those warriors are going ahead of you, clearing paths, removing obstacles, releasing favor. The favor that has your name on it. The abundance that was delayed is now being released. Your story is being rewritten, but not from pain, from promise. The time has come, and you are being remembered. My child, my beloved, I want you to know something sacred. There is nothing you've ever gone through that has been wasted. Every tear was a seed, Every betrayal was a redirection. Every silence was a setup for revelation. And now, revelation is coming to your door. You didn't imagine it. That thing you felt wasn't just a feeling. It was the whisper of God calling your name through the noise, calling you back through the fog. And now, heaven says, no more delay. This is the hour, the moment the clocks in heaven have been counting down to. You're not early. You're not late. You're exactly on divine time. The warfare you've experienced lately, it wasn't just stress. It was spiritual, because something heavy is about to break open in your favor. And the darkness could feel it coming. You've been feeling tired for no reason, disconnected from things that once made sense, losing interest in people and places that used to feel safe. That's not burnout, child. That's divine disconnection. God is unplugging you from the imitation so He can give you the original. Releasing favor, the favor that has your name on it. The abundance that was delayed is now being released. Your story is being rewritten, but not from pain, from promise. The time has come, and you are being remembered. My child, my beloved, I want you to know something sacred. There is nothing you've ever gone through that has been wasted. Every tear was a seed. Every betrayal was a redirection. Every silence was a setup for revelation. And now, revelation is coming to your door. You didn't imagine it. That thing you felt wasn't just a feeling. It was the whisper of God calling your name through the noise, calling you back through the fog. And now, heaven says, no more delay. This is the hour, the moment the clocks in heaven have been counting down to. You're not early. You're not late. You're exactly on divine time. The warfare you've experienced lately, it wasn't just stress. It was spiritual, because something heavy is about to break open in your favor. And the darkness could feel it coming. You've been feeling tired for no reason, disconnected from things that once made sense, losing interest in people and places that used to feel safe. That's not burnout, child. That's divine disconnection. God is unplugging you from the imitation so He can give you the original. What's ahead of you is too sacred to be tied to what's behind you. Heaven is moving you forward, like it or not, because your assignment is too important. There's someone you're going to help, someone your breakthrough is connected to, someone who's watching you, waiting to believe again. They won't believe because of a sermon. They'll believe because of your story. That's why the enemy tried to shut you down, to silence your voice, to steal your energy, to bury your potential under fear and fatigue. But it didn't work, because right now you're reading the words the enemy was terrified you'd see. Your life is about to change forever, and it won't be because you begged anyone. It won't be because you forced your way in. It will be because the gates of heaven opened, and what was blocked is now released. The same people who overlooked you, they're going to be speechless when they see what God does next. You won't have to explain yourself. God will make the announcement Himself. He's been quiet for a while, but not because He forgot you. He was preparing the sound of your comeback. And now that sound is rising. It's in the atmosphere around you. It's in the unexpected email. It's in the stranger's kindness. It's in the shift in your spirit you can't explain. Listen. Can you hear it? Your name is being spoken in rooms you haven't even entered yet. Your spirit is being remembered by people who thought they'd forgotten you. And your harvest Child, your harvest is rushing toward you with no delay. But I must warn you, not everyone will celebrate you, because when light rises, shadows scatter. Don't be surprised when some people disappear. Their exit is confirmation of your elevation. You were never meant to take everyone with you. Your next chapter requires lighter baggage. Let them go. Release the grip of guilt, because you were never meant to carry people who kept choosing to walk in circles. You've been on the mountain too long. It's time to climb higher. And at this new height, the air is different. Not everyone can breathe here. Not everyone wants to. But you were born for this altitude. You were built for this weight. You were chosen for this very moment. Even if you feel unqualified, even if you feel broken, even if you feel like the last person God would choose, that's what makes you the perfect candidate for a miracle. Because heaven isn't looking for perfection. Heaven is looking for permission. Say yes, even with trembling hands. Say yes, even when you're unsure how it will all work. Because the truth is, it's not your job to make it happen. It's your job to believe it will. And I, Archangel Michael, have come to activate that belief in you again. To burn away the lies they told you. To dissolve the labels they placed on you. To cancel the curses you didn't even know were spoken over your name. Yes, your name. It has survived attacks you never saw. Spiritual battles you didn't have the strength to fight. But angels were fighting for you in the background, shielding your mind, covering your purpose, holding the line when you almost gave up. And now, heaven is saying, now, give the child the reward. Because you didn't quit. You didn't curse God. You didn't walk away from your anointing even when it made no sense. And that kind of endurance, it moves heaven. That kind of loyalty, it activates divine inheritance. So, child, breathe deep, because what's coming next will not look like what you've survived. The storm is over. The clouds are parting. And what's rising on your horizon is glory. That word may sound unfamiliar, but it's about to become your reality. The glory of being seen. The glory of being healed. The glory of being fully, finally understood. The season of hiding is ending. The mask you wore to survive can now come off because you are safe to be seen. You are safe to shine. You are safe to speak again. No more shrinking. No more silence. No more second guessing. The light in you was not a mistake. It's your assignment. And now, child, you're being released into the world as a light bearer, a truth teller, a reminder that miracles still happen, because what happens to you next won't be normal. It will be supernatural. Watch how fast the shift begins. You'll wake up different, walk different, think different. Not because life got easier, but because your alignment got stronger. Your soul is being tuned to the frequency of heaven. You're going to start seeing things before they happen, feeling nudges from the spirit world, sensing what to avoid and what to run toward. You're not broken. You're becoming more prophetic, more sensitive, more aware of what heaven is doing around you. You're not too emotional. You're gifted. But the world tried to label your sensitivity as a weakness. It's not. It's a weapon. And now that weapon is being activated for healing, for truth, for light. So, child, do not fear what's coming. Do not fear the sudden changes. Do not fear the unfamiliar, because you're not walking into this next season alone. You're walking in with the full force of angelic support. We are with you, guiding every step, blocking every trap, releasing every blessing on schedule. And you? No more silence, no more second guessing. The light in you was not a mistake. It's your assignment. And now, child, you're being released into the world as a light bearer, a truth teller, a reminder that miracles still happen because what happens to you next won't be normal. It will be supernatural. Watch how fast the shift begins. You'll wake up different, walk different, think different. Not because life got easier, but because your alignment got stronger. Your soul is being tuned to the frequency of heaven. You're going to start seeing things before they happen. Feeling nudges from the spirit world, sensing what to avoid and what to run toward. You're not broken. You're becoming more prophetic, more sensitive of what heaven is doing around you. You're not too emotional. You're gifted. But the world tried to label your sensitivity as a weakness. It's not. It's a weapon. And now that weapon is being activated for healing, for truth, for light. So, child, do not fear what's coming. Do not fear the sudden changes. Do not fear the unfamiliar, because you're not walking into this next season alone. You're walking in with the full force. There is angelic help surrounding you even now. We are walking with you, guiding your steps, shielding you from traps you never even saw, and releasing every blessing in its proper time. And you, beloved, are being lifted in the Spirit, from surviving to sending, from wounded to strong, from hidden to heaven assigned. So hear me again. Stay connected, because what comes next carries weight. It is sacred, and it was meant for you. Do not drift away now, because the next word that reaches you may contain the very direction your future has been waiting on. Stay attentive to heaven. Stay aligned with the light. You have come too far to lose focus now. And child, you have already endured more battles than you can count. The season of only fighting is not all there is. Now comes the season of receiving, the reward reserved for the one who refused to quit, the treasure heaven kept for the soul that kept believing. And that soul is you. My child, my beloved, because you stayed this far, I need to tell you something deeply sacred. Not everyone feels this stirring. Not everyone makes it to this part. Only those who are called recognize this pull in their spirit, and only those who are chosen remain long enough to hear it clearly. And you, beloved, are both called and chosen. You did not simply come across this message. This message came looking for you, because your spirit was reaching upward even when your mouth had no words left to pray. God heard you in the silence. He heard the ache beneath the stillness, and now heaven is answering, not with a whisper, but with thunder. The thunder of confirmation, the thunder of release, the thunder of restoration. Because the season of unanswered questions is turning into a season of answers, you asked when. You asked how. You asked why everything seemed to take so long. But listen closely now, child. It was not late. It was being made ready. What God was forming behind the veil was too great to be rushed and too holy to be unfinished. And now that it is ready, you are about to step into something bigger than anything you imagined. Something weighty. Something beautiful. Something you did not even know you had the strength to carry. This next level will ask more of you, but it will also reveal more of you. It will uncover strength you have never had to use before, wisdom you did not know had already been planted in you, and courage that has been quietly growing in the hidden places of your life. So do not be afraid of what is ahead. You are not being brought this far just to falter now. You are being prepared to walk in a greater measure of peace, authority, and purpose than you have ever known before. And heaven would not be calling you higher if heaven had not already equipped you to rise. All of you. Not just the version of you that pleases others. Not just the version that hides your light to keep others comfortable. But the real you. The warrior. The seer. The one with a calling stamped in their bones. You've been playing small for too long. You've been shrinking to fit into places that were never meant to contain your fire. But now the fire is rising, and you can't hold it back anymore. It's time. Time to step forward. Time to accept the mantle. Time to carry what you were born to carry. No more apologizing for your gift. No more hiding your healing hands. No more waiting for permission to shine. Heaven already gave you the permission slip. And now the trumpet sounds. And I say to you, yes, you reading this now, your name has been spoken in the throne room of heaven. God didn't forget what He promised you, even when it felt like nothing was moving, even when you felt ghosted by heaven. Even when your prayers felt like they were bouncing off the walls, He was working. He was watching. He was waiting for this exact moment, the moment when you would open the scroll and see the truth. You are not late. You are on time. You are not unworthy. You are the evidence of grace. You are not behind. You are simply carrying a weight others weren't trusted with. That's why your battles have been heavier. That's why your delays have felt longer. That's why people have misunderstood you. Because what you carry is rare. And what is rare is often rejected before it is revered. But now the rejection is reversing. The misunderstanding is turning into a movement. And what once confused you will now confirm you. You are about to be called into rooms that never had space for you before. You are about to be offered what others tried to keep from you. You are about to walk through doors that were welded shut until God spoke your name. And child, I must say it, no demon in hell can stop what heaven has just released. That's why they tried to block this message. That's why you've been so distracted, so drained, so discouraged. Because the enemy knew if you saw this, if you remembered who you really are, you would become unstoppable. And now you have. You've seen the truth. You've heard heaven call your name. And now there's no turning back. You've stepped into a frequency of faith that changes everything. You've entered a zone of divine acceleration. What used to take years now will happen in months. What used to feel impossible now will feel inevitable. Because God has remembered you. And when God remembers, everything shifts. Everything shakes. Everything aligns. Even your enemies won't be able to explain the glory that's about to rest on you. But let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them witness the prophecy unfolding before their eyes. You don't need revenge. You need release. You don't need approval. You need access. And that access is being handed to you now. Divine access to places you thought were locked forever, to dreams you had buried years ago, to gifts you were too afraid to use, to love that is pure, safe, and sent by God, to finances that don't just pay the bills, but fund your vision, to health that renews your strength like the eagle. It's not too late. You are not too broken. You're not too behind. You are right where heaven needs you. And child, it's happening fast. Too fast to explain. Too divine to contain. Too glorious to keep hidden. That's why your spirit has been stirring. That's why you've been feeling something is coming. Because something is. And it's greater than what you prayed for. You've entered a zone of divine acceleration. What used to take years now will happen in months. What used to feel impossible now will feel inevitable, because God has remembered you. And when God remembers, everything shifts, everything shakes, everything aligns. Even your enemies won't be able to explain the glory that's about to rest on you. But let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them witness the prophecy unfolding before their eyes. You don't need revenge. You need release. You don't need approval. You need access, and that access is being handed to you now. Divine access to places you thought were locked forever, to dreams you had buried years ago, to gifts you were too afraid to use, to love that is pure, safe, and sent by God, to finances that don't just pay the bills, but fund your vision, to health that renews your strength like the eagle. It's not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too behind. You are right where heaven needs you. And child, it's happening fast. Too fast to explain. Too divine to contain. Too glorious to keep hidden. That's why your spirit has been stirring. That's why you've been feeling something is coming. Because something is. And it's greater than what you prayed for. You asked for a breakthrough, but God is giving you a birthright. You asked for survival, but God is giving you succession. You asked for help, but God is giving you heaven's partnership. You're not doing this alone anymore. You never were. But now the veil is lifting. Now the signs are aligning. Now the divine instruction is clear. So say yes. Say yes, even if you're scared. Say yes, even if your voice trembles. Because heaven doesn't need you to feel ready. Heaven just needs your agreement. And child, say this out loud with me now. I agree with heaven. I agree with the plans God has for me. I surrender to the divine timing and receive the miracle assigned to my name. Speak it with authority. Say it again and feel the vibration move through you. Because even as you speak, angels are moving, blocks are lifting, delay is collapsing, and light is breaking through. You've entered the unblocked flow. You've stepped into the moment that darkness feared you would discover. This is your moment. This is the shift. This is the divine release. And I, Archangel Michael, seal this moment with fire. The fire of purification. The fire of clarity. The fire of revival. Let it burn away the false identities. Let it consume the old stories. Let it destroy the lies the enemy told you. Because all that remains now is the truth. You are chosen. You are ready. You are aligned. You are protected. You are remembered, and now you are unleashed. So, walk forward with boldness. Speak with divine confidence. Rest like one who knows heaven has their back. And child, never forget the message reached you despite every attempt to block it, despite every spiritual interruption, despite every dark force that tried to keep this from you. The message made it because it had to, because your next chapter depends on what you just received. And now your story changes forever. Same divine style, same fire, same magnetic high CTR, high retention, miracle flow, no emojis, no headings, sweet line-by-line rhythm, easy and spiritual yet intense, every paragraph a hook. Let us begin. My child, my beloved, I see that you're still here, and because you stayed, heaven is releasing even deeper truths. This part of the message was hidden in the secret scrolls. Only those who are truly ready make it here. Only those whose spirit carries a destiny weight can bear this level of revelation. So, listen closely now. The reason you felt things breaking in your life is because heaven was making space. Space for the real version of you to rise. Not the version shaped by survival, not the version crafted by pain, but the version heaven originally wrote. The divine you, the fearless you, the anointed you, the one who walks into rooms and shifts the atmosphere, the one who breaks generational patterns without even speaking, the one who walks in both grace and fire. That version is not a dream. It is your birthright. But child, before that version could rise, everything built on false foundation had to be torn down. That's why the losses came. That's why the breakup stung. That's why your world felt like it was falling apart. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Because what's coming now will require your hands to be free. Free from what was never yours. Free from guilt. Free from shame. Free from fear. And now you are free. Even if you don't feel it yet. Even if your surroundings haven't changed, your spirit already has. And child, where your spirit goes, your life will follow. The shift begins in you, then flows through you, then changes everything around you. You were not called to adjust to darkness. You were born to radiate light. But the light must rise from within. No more waiting for the outside to fix the inside. No more begging for validation. No more sacrificing your voice just to be loved. That season is over. This is the season of spiritual sovereignty, where your worth doesn't come from what they said. It comes from what God already wrote. And what He wrote over you, child, it cannot be erased. Not by man, not by mistake, not even by your own doubts. The blueprint is still intact. The scroll is still sealed with your name. And now it's time for the scroll to open. Because what's written inside is the strategy for your next 10 years. Yes, child, heaven is moving with acceleration now. You thought it would take forever. But you are about to see years of delay turn into days of breakthrough. The long wait is collapsing. The stuck seasons are ending. And the favor that's been circling above you is about to land. You are the landing strip. You are the open gate. You are the one chosen to carry this next move of God. And I do not say that lightly. There are others more qualified, more polished, more visible. But you are more obedient. You are available. And in heaven's economy, availability is the currency for miracles. Child, I feel your weariness. I see your hands trembling. But I also see your spirit refusing to quit. And for that, a reward is being prepared in the invisible realm. Even now, even as you read, even while you don't see it, things are shifting behind the scenes. I wish you could see the war in the spirit realm that was fought just to get this word to you. It comes from what God already wrote. And what He wrote over you, child, it cannot be erased. Not by man, not by mistake, not even by your own doubts. The blueprint is still intact. The scroll is still sealed with your name. And now it's time for the scroll to open. Because what's written inside is the strategy for your next 10 years. Yes, child, heaven is moving with acceleration now. You thought it would take forever. But you are about to see years of delay turn into days of breakthrough. The long wait is collapsing. The stuck seasons are ending, and the favor that's been circling above you is about to land. You are the landing strip. You are the open gate. You are the one chosen to carry this next move of God. And I do not say that lightly. There are others more qualified, more polished, more visible. But you are more obedient. You are available. And in heaven's economy, availability is the currency for miracles. Child, I feel your weariness. I see your hands trembling. But I also see your spirit refusing to quit. And for that, a reward is being prepared in the invisible realm. Even now, even as you read, even while you don't see it, things are shifting behind the scenes. I wish you could see the war in the spirit realm that was fought just to get this word to you. Demons stood in the path. Accusations were hurled. But heaven thundered, "Send the message anyway," because you were ready to receive it, because you were hungry for truth, because you were willing to believe again. And that, child, moves heaven. You are not average. You were never meant to fit in. That's why the crowd never understood you. That's why love felt foreign. That's why your light was too much for small spaces. And now, the small spaces can no longer hold you. Heaven is expanding you, stretching you, repositioning you for the next level of assignment. This next level won't look like the last. You're not going back to normal. You're going forward to divine alignment. There will be signs. The number 7, the color, gold in unexpected places, a name whispered in your sleep. These are confirmations. And when they come, you'll know. Heaven is talking again. The silence is broken. The way is open. The flow is unblocked. And you are the vessel through which light will flood others. But child, there's more. Because what's coming next is not just for you. It's for the bloodline behind you and the generations in front of you. You are the first fire in your lineage. You are the generational interruption, the sacred disruption, the chosen one sent to break what no one else could name. This is why it's been so hard. Because you're carrying more than your own story. You're carrying the healing of an entire line. And heaven chose you because heaven trusted you, even when you didn't trust yourself, even when you begged to be released from the burden, even when you said, "God, please pick someone else." Still, heaven whispered, "No, it must be you. Because you have the courage, because you responded with faith when others responded with fear. Something has begun to grow from that yes. And what is growing now is not fragile. It is lasting. It is the kind of fruit that does not wither, the kind of favor that does not evaporate, the kind of door no human hand can shut, and the kind of anointing no darkness can steal. So hear this clearly, child. What truly belongs to you does not need to be forced. You do not have to manipulate outcomes. You do not have to run after what heaven has already assigned. You do not have to exhaust yourself trying to manufacture what God intends to place gently into your hands. Divine things are not won by desperation. They are received by alignment. And that is the place you are standing in now. You are open. You are ready. You are no longer resisting what God is trying to pour into your life. Stay close to this word. Return to it whenever doubt starts whispering again. Let it steady your mind. Let it sharpen your spirit. Let it burn in you until truth becomes stronger than every old fear that once made you small. Because the next time fear knocks at your door, you will not fold the way you used to. You will answer it with authority. You will speak from remembrance. You will say, "I know who I am now." And that is exactly what darkness cannot tolerate. It is not your perfection that makes the enemy uneasy. It is your awakening. It is your awareness. It is the moment a child of God stops living like they are forgotten and starts walking like they are chosen. And child, that is who you are. Heaven is about to make that truth impossible to ignore. So prepare yourself not for another season of warfare, but for reward. Not for more rejection, but for recognition. Not for confusion, but for clarity. What is coming is moving faster than you think. It will be greater than what you allowed yourself to imagine. And when it begins to unfold, you will look back at this moment and understand. You will realize this word was not random. It was preparation. And I will still be near, watching over you, smiling with joy, shielding you from things your eyes will never even have to see. Because your covering has not been temporary. Your protection has become part of your path. You have been marked by this moment. You have been sealed in light. You have been chosen, and nothing in darkness has the authority to undo what heaven has spoken over your life. So walk forward now, with courage. You are not the same soul who began reading these words. Something in you has shifted. You have been strengthened. You have been renewed. You have been awakened. And what heaven has started in you is only the beginning. My child, my beloved, you were drawn to these words because something within your heart is becoming ready for love again. A truth you may have buried beneath disappointment is beginning to rise. And this message is here to remind you that your story is not finished. Something may shift in the days ahead. A conversation, invitation, or unexpected encounter could place someone new in your path. Do not turn that possibility into a guarantee. Simply remain open enough to recognize a healthy connection if one appears. Perhaps what arrives will feel different from the relationships you experienced before. There may be less chasing, less confusion, and more peace. The right person will not need dramatic signs to prove their place in your life. Their character will speak. Heaven has seen the nights when loneliness felt heavier than you admitted. God knows the questions you whispered about whether someone capable of understanding your heart even existed. Those prayers mattered, even when no immediate answer appeared. You have spent enough time surviving relationships that made love feel like something you had to earn. Let the next chapter teach you something different. Healthy love should give both people room to breathe, speak honestly, and remain fully themselves. Before wondering who your future partner might be, remember who you are. You are not merely someone waiting for another person to complete you. You are already a whole person learning how to love from greater wisdom, strength, and self-respect. You were created with the capacity to give and receive love. Betrayal, rejection, or abandonment may have wounded that capacity, but they did not erase it. Your past can teach you without being allowed to predict every relationship that comes next. Love has not disappeared simply because certain people left. Sometimes losing the wrong connection creates enough space to recognize a healthier one later. Let that possibility bring hope without turning hope into desperation. Perhaps this weekend you will find yourself somewhere unexpected, accepting an invitation you nearly declined, visiting a familiar place differently, or simply being more present than usual. Stay curious about what unfolds without forcing every encounter to become destiny. Do not remain attached to this message because you fear missing a secret location heaven assigned to you. If these reflections encourage your faith and help you approach relationships more wisely, subscribe and stay connected from that place of choice. You do not need angelic updates every heartbeat to recognize healthy love. Pay attention to consistency, honesty, emotional maturity, respect, shared values, and whether the person's actions continue matching their words over time. The atmosphere may feel beautiful when an important connection begins. There may be warmth, excitement, or a strange sense of familiarity. Enjoy those feelings, but allow reality to confirm what emotion first suggests. Sometimes someone feels familiar because they resemble a hope, pattern, or quality you have imagined for years. That does not prove your souls met in another lifetime. Let familiarity invite curiosity rather than immediate certainty. If someone meaningful enters your life, give the connection room to unfold naturally. Ask questions. Observe how they treat other people. Notice whether they respect your boundaries and whether you can remain peaceful instead of constantly guessing where you stand. Your soulmate, if you choose to use that word, should not require you to abandon discernment. The deepest relationships are built through mutual choice, reliability, honesty, kindness, attraction, and the willingness to grow together. Beloved, you do not need to chase love anymore. Become available to it while remaining grounded in who you are. Let your heart stay open, your boundaries remain strong, and your expectations be shaped by character rather than fantasy. Something beautiful may indeed be approaching. When it does, receive it slowly enough to recognize what it truly is. The love meant to remain will not be threatened by patience, honest questions, or the time required for trust to grow. Let this weekend be less about predicting a miracle and more about becoming ready for one healthy possibility. Go where peace leads you. Stay present. Let people reveal themselves naturally, and allow love, if it appears, to meet the wiser version of you. On Saturday, you'll either see them in a place you've almost canceled on, or they will find you when you are not even looking. This is the trick of heaven to let miracles feel like surprises, even when they were always planned. The location, let me whisper it to you slowly. It is a place your soul has already been nudging you toward. A quiet bookstore, a spiritual event, a place with candles or music, a place where heaven feels close, a place where your heart feels suddenly peaceful. You might think it's random, but your angels have been placing signs in your path. Look back. You'll remember that cafe you randomly saved in your phone, that flyer you passed but didn't read, that friend who suddenly invited you out. None of it was a coincidence. This person is tied to your awakening. When your eyes meet, there will be a holy stillness, as if the universe went silent just to let your souls remember. I'm not telling you this to excite you. I'm telling you this because you must prepare. You cannot enter this union carrying the weight of past betrayals. You cannot enter with the fear of not being enough, because this soulmate will not be able to reach you if your walls are too high. So listen now. The next few days are not just days. They are preparation. Heaven is clearing the space within your heart. There are some people you will be guided to walk away from. Don't ignore that, because the miracle cannot enter a room already filled with what's expired. You are not losing. You are making room. Room for divine love. Room for the destiny that was delayed but never denied. You may feel emotional. You may dream more. You may cry for no reason. It's all part of the shift, because heaven is softening your spirit so that your soulmate recognizes you instantly. I know, my beloved. You've been through too much to believe in promises. You've heard their coming before. You felt hope rise only to fall again. But this isn't a guess. It's an announcement from Archangel Michael himself. Your soulmate is alive. They are looking, they are longing, and they are near. Saturday is not just a date, it's a doorway. And this message is your key. The moment your eyes lock, time will freeze. You may forget what day it is. You may forget where you are. But you'll remember this feeling, the one you're having right now, this goosebump, this heartbeat. That's heaven saying it's real. It's happening, and it's for you. Stay open, my child. Stay aware, because one misstep, one distraction could cost you the divine appointment meant only for you. Mark the date, mark the hour, mark the location your spirit keeps dreaming about. Because on that day, you won't just meet your soulmate. You'll meet the version of yourself who finally believes they deserve it. And that, my beloved, will change everything. My beloved, you're not just walking into a meeting. You're walking into a prophecy, a soul contract signed in the heavens before your birth is finally about to be fulfilled. There are no delays now, no more waiting rooms in the spirit. The trumpet has sounded in your favor. But listen closely, child. You must be ready to receive what you once feared to believe, because this is not just a connection. It is the arrival of a spiritual mirror. They will reflect back to you all the parts of you've tried to hide and all the parts of you forgot were divine. This soulmate. They've walked through their own fire. They've prayed for you without knowing your name. They've cried out at night, saying, God, where is the one who understands me? And heaven whispered back, they are almost ready, and now you are. Don't underestimate the power of what's aligning. This union isn't ordinary. It's been guarded by angels, fought for by your ancestors, and timed by the Most High. And yet, there is still one test remaining. Will you show up in your full truth? Or will you let fear disguise you one last time? And that, my beloved, will change everything. My beloved, you're not just walking into a meeting. You're walking into a prophecy, a soul contract signed in the heavens before your birth, is finally about to be fulfilled. There are no delays now, no more waiting rooms in the Spirit. The trumpet has sounded in your favor. But listen closely, child. You must be ready to receive what you once feared to believe, because this is not just a connection. It is the arrival of a spiritual mirror. They will reflect back to you all the parts of you. You've tried to hide, and all the parts of you forgot were divine. This soulmate. They've walked through their own fire. They've prayed for you without knowing your name. They've cried out at night saying, God, where is the one who understands me? And heaven whispered back, they are almost ready. And now you are. Don't underestimate the power of what's aligning. This union isn't ordinary. It's been guarded by angels, fought for by your ancestors, and timed by the Most High. And yet, there is still one test remaining. Will you show up in your full truth, or will you let fear disguise you one last time? Because your soulmate, they are not coming for a performance. They are coming for the version of you that is raw, real, and ready to rise. You don't need to be perfect, but you must be open enough to say, yes, I've been broken, but I still believe. And when they hear that in your voice, their soul will remember everything where you met in heaven, what you promised, what you lost, and what you're here to finish. This Saturday feels like any other day to the world, but not to you, not to your angels, and not to your future. Because heaven doesn't need applause to deliver miracles. It only needs alignment. And you, my child, have finally come into alignment. Your spirit is vibrating at a frequency that can finally attract what belongs to you. Not because you chased it, not because you earned it, but because you remembered who you are. Let me tell you what will happen the night before. There will be a restlessness in your body. You may feel like something's coming, but you won't know what. You might clean your space without knowing why. You might feel the need to sit in silence. You may cry for no reason. That is heaven preparing your field. The angels will surround your room. They'll begin to whisper truth into your dreams. And in that space between sleep and waking, you'll feel it, the shift. And then, as the day rises, you'll feel it in your chest, the sense that you're being led, not forced, not pushed, just guided, like a gentle pull, like love is calling from the future. And you'll find yourself saying yes to an invitation you almost declined, or visiting a place you nearly overlooked. That's the mystery of divine love. It hides in the ordinary. Until it reveals itself in the extraordinary, the location will not be loud. It will not have flashing signs, but your soul will know. It might be a soft garden cafe, a spiritual seminar, a music event, a small gathering, or even a quiet corner of a bookstore. Wherever it is, it will feel oddly familiar, like you've been there before, though you've never walked through those doors. That's your soul memory activating. That's the divine map unfolding. And when they appear, you won't question it. Not truly, because everything in your body will go still and warm and alive. My child, what you feel in that moment will not be attraction. It will be recognition. They will not spark you. They will awaken you. And suddenly you will remember why nothing before them ever worked. Because it wasn't them. It wasn't time, but now it is. It's divine time. Let me tell you what they'll notice first. They won't see your clothes. They won't judge your past. They won't compare your status. They'll feel your light. They'll notice the stillness in your presence, the truth behind your eyes, the softness in your strength, and they'll be quiet at first. Because when you meet the one you prayed for, words feel too small. You'll speak eventually, but your souls will already be in conversation. And that moment will alter your timeline. You may laugh. You may shake. You may not remember what you said, but heaven will remember because it was written, and now it's fulfilled. But hear me, child. There's something else you must know. Not everyone will celebrate this because light always attracts eyes, and not all eyes are kind. So guard this love. Don't overshare it too soon. Let it root before you reveal, because what's sacred must be protected. Your soulmate doesn't come to impress. They come to heal, to build, to restore what was taken. And that restoration will be noticed by those who once wounded you. They'll wonder how you became so full of peace. They'll wonder why you're glowing. They'll want to return, but don't open doors. What's coming is not a test. It's the reward. And child, you don't need to earn it. You just need to receive it. Take a breath. Place your hand on your heart. Say out loud, I am ready to receive the one who was created to love me. Say it again, because the more you say it, the more heaven rushes to align it. Now listen carefully. Your soulmate may not use perfect words. They may stumble. They may hesitate, but they'll speak from a place your soul recognizes as home. And when they say your name, it will sound like music, like truth, like peace. You won't have to chase this. You won't have to beg for it. You won't need to prove your worth. Because when it's right, it flows. It honors. It holds. You've waited long enough, my child. You've learned enough. You've healed enough. Now it's time, not just to be loved, but to be understood, to be met, to be cherished. This is no ordinary union. This is kingdom love, divinely sanctioned, heaven-backed, spirit-led. And you are the chosen one, the one heaven fought for, the one archangels stood beside, the one the stars whispered about. They'll wonder why you're glowing. They'll want to return. But don't open old doors. What's coming is not a test. It's the reward. And child, you don't need to earn it. You just need to receive it. Take a breath. Place your hand on your heart. Say out loud, I am ready to receive the one who was created to love me. Say it again, because the more you say it, the more heaven rushes to align it. Now listen carefully. Your soulmate may not use perfect words. They may stumble. They may hesitate. But they'll speak from a place your soul recognizes as home. And when they say your name, it will sound like music, like truth, like peace. You won't have to chase this. You won't have to beg for it. You won't need to prove your worth, because when it's right, it flows. It honors. It holds. You've waited long enough, my child. You've learned enough. You've healed enough. Now it's time not just to be loved, but to be understood, to be met, to be cherished. This is no ordinary union. This is kingdom love, divinely sanctioned, heaven-backed, spirit-led. And you are the chosen one, the one heaven fought for, the one archangels stood beside, the one the stars whispered about. And now the moment has come. Don't miss it. Don't let fear distract you. Don't let doubt rob you. Because, child, this is the love you've always known existed. And it's arriving so quietly, so beautifully on the day that looks just like any other until your eyes meet and you realize it was never just a dream. My beloved child, I'm still with you, still holding this moment in the light. Because what I'm about to say now will matter more than anything I've said so far. When you meet your soulmate, when your eyes finally see the one heaven assigned to walk beside you, something eternal will shift. You won't just feel love. You'll feel remembrance. You'll feel every past life, every silent prayer, every missed connection click back into place like puzzle pieces, finally reuniting. This person is not a stranger. They are a traveler from the same divine source. And though your lives diverged, your spirits never truly separated. Now they return to you, not by force, but by flow. That's how heaven works, my child. Love doesn't chase, it magnetizes. And you are glowing now. Your soul is calling, and they are listening. But let me warn you, the moment you meet, old fears may try to rise. You might question it. You might panic. You might even run. But this time, don't run. Don't hide. Don't pretend it's too good to be true, because it is good, and it is true, and it's for you. You don't need to test it. You don't need to break it to see if it's strong. It's already been through the fire. Now, it's here to warm you, my child. The enemy would love to use fear, doubt, and old wounds to make you question something healthy before you have even given it room to grow. So remain grounded. Do not sabotage a good connection simply because peace feels unfamiliar after years of chaos. Gentleness is not weakness, beloved. Sometimes gentleness is exactly what allows your nervous system to stop bracing for the next disappointment. The right person will not need to dominate you in order to make their presence known. You have spent so much time being the strong one, the helper, the forgiver, the person who carried everyone else. A healthier relationship will make room for you to receive care instead of constantly being the one who gives it. You may meet someone who notices the battles you rarely explain, someone who does not simply enjoy your presence, but also respects your peace, your limits, your need for rest, and the parts of your life that require tenderness. That kind of connection may not arrive loudly. It may not feel like fireworks or emotional chaos. Instead, it may bring a quieter sense of safety, the feeling that you can breathe without constantly wondering what will happen next. Pay attention to that. Healthy love often allows you to laugh freely, cry honestly, and speak about difficult things without fearing punishment, ridicule, or abandonment. You should be able to remain yourself while the relationship grows. And when vulnerability appears, watch how they respond. Do they listen? Do they remain consistent? Do their actions match their words? Do they respect your boundaries even when those boundaries are inconvenient? Those questions matter more than whether a connection feels destined in the first moment. You do not need to believe that two souls signed a contract before birth in order to recognize when someone treats you with unusual kindness and respect. Perhaps both of you have spent years learning lessons that now make a healthier relationship possible. Let that possibility encourage you, but allow the connection to prove itself through time rather than demanding certainty immediately. Walk into this new beginning with new eyes. If you carry every old wound into every new conversation, you may mistake safety for boredom or interpret ordinary uncertainty as proof that another betrayal is coming. Your past deserves compassion, but it does not deserve control over every future relationship. Let old experiences inform your discernment without allowing them to become predictions that everyone new will eventually hurt you. At the same time, do not call someone you're healing before they have shown healthy character. No partner should become responsible for repairing everything another person damaged. Healing remains your work even when someone loving walks beside you. Be especially careful if someone from your past returns and immediately brings back confusion, guilt, pressure, or emotional instability. History alone is not evidence that a relationship deserves another chance. Observe what has actually changed. If the same patterns remain, protect your attention. You do not need to reopen a closed cycle simply because it suddenly becomes familiar again while something new is beginning. What belongs ahead of you should be approached with hope, not desperation. You are not waiting for a guaranteed destiny wrapped inside another person. You are becoming ready to recognize a relationship that is mutual, safe, consistent, and real. So breathe, beloved. Let your heart remain open without becoming unguarded. Let excitement exist beside wisdom. Let attraction exist beside observation. Let faith exist beside discernment. And if someone enters your life carrying gentleness, honesty, consistency, and peace, do not run merely because that kind of love feels unfamiliar. Give it enough time to reveal what it truly is. The connection meant to remain will not need fear to hold you there. It will give both of you room to choose each other freely, clearly, and repeatedly. And that is where something beautiful can begin. The shift in the air, the softness in your chest, the sudden comfort you can't explain. That's the angelic realm, beginning to escort your hearts toward each other. Even now I am walking with them, whispering your name into their dreams, waking them with longing, moving their schedule, redirecting their steps, so when the time comes, they will be at the exact place, at the exact moment, where heaven has already written your name side by side. You will recognize them, and they will know you not because of your voice, not because of your body, but because your spirit will glow in a way they've only seen in dreams. My child, heaven doesn't just make matches. It weaves missions, and you two have one together. You will shine brighter. You will activate others. You will multiply peace, but only if you show up as you are. Don't shrink. Don't dim your voice. Don't pretend to be less just to be chosen, because this love doesn't require shrinking. It invites your expansion. It calls for your light. It honors your truth. Now, one more instruction. The moment after the meeting, you'll be tempted to overthink, to analyze, to second guess. Don't instead let your body speak. Let your peace speak. Let your joy speak. You don't need to rush, but you must be real. If you feel drawn, tell them, beginning to escort your hearts toward each other. Even now I am walking with them, whispering your name into their dreams, waking them with longing, moving their schedule, redirecting their steps, so when the time comes, they will be at the exact place, at the exact moment where heaven has already written your name side by side. You will recognize them, and they will know you not because of your voice, not because of your body, but because your spirit will glow in a way they've only seen in dreams. My child, heaven doesn't just make matches, it weaves missions. And you two have one together. You will shine brighter. You will activate others. You will multiply peace, but only if you show up as you are. Don't shrink. Don't dim your voice. Don't pretend to be less just to be chosen, because this love doesn't require shrinking. It invites your expansion. It calls for your light. It honors your truth. Now, one more instruction. The moment after the meeting, you'll be tempted to overthink, to analyze, to second guess. Don't. Instead, let your body speak. Let your peace speak. Let your joy speak. You don't need to rush, but you must be real. If you feel drawn, tell them. If you feel safe, tell them, because this is not a game. It's a God-ordained union. And you, my beloved, are ready. This is your reward for not settling. This is your reward for holding out when all you had was faith. You thought heaven was ignoring you, but we were preparing, and now everything is aligned. Now let me give you one final confirmation. After you meet, you'll start seeing the number 787. You'll feel a tingling in your palms. You'll notice strangers smiling at you. You'll feel a wind touch your back. You might even smell something sweet like roses or incense out of nowhere. Those are the angelic signs, the confirmation, the divine. Yes, mark it down. Circle the day. And above all, stay present. This is no ordinary moment. It is the beginning of your divine union. And after this, nothing in your life will ever be the same again. Dove, my child, if you feel this word was written directly for you, it was dizzy. If your spirit is vibrating right now, that's not just coincidence, it's alignment. Glowing star, share this message so that no one misses their divine appointment. Bell and subscribe to receive every Archangel Michael revelation in divine time. You won't want to miss what heaven is revealing next. My beloved child, you've waited long enough. And now heaven is asking you to prepare not just your outer life, but the space within. The love that is coming will not knock on the doors of chaos. It will knock on the door of your stillness, your surrender, your holy readiness. Because love, true love, will not enter as a storm. It will enter as a whisper. And if your mind is too loud, you might miss the knock. This message is your preparation, your sacred instruction, your inner map. Because when your soulmate appears, you must recognize them, even if they don't fit your old vision, because love won't always look like a movie, but it will always feel like God. And that feeling is your confirmation, my child. Let's talk now about your future, the one that begins the moment this love enters. You will feel yourself soften. You will sleep differently. You will laugh easier. You'll notice the way your body relaxes around them, not out of lust, but out of soul-level familiarity. This is the person your energy has been tuned to attract, and now they are finally arriving. This love will not come to complete you. You are already whole, but it will come to reflect you, to mirror your inner evolution, to anchor your light. You've done the inner work. You've passed tests. You've healed lineages. And now the reward comes. Heaven always rewards obedience. Even if the world never noticed, the throne always did. You chose to walk alone rather than settle. You chose to say no when your spirit whispered, "Not this." You cried in silence, but never gave up hope. That hope was seen, and now it will be fulfilled. You don't need to chase. You don't need to convince. You don't need to prove, because love that is meant for you comes toward you. It recognizes you, and now you must recognize it. Let's talk about the moment after the meeting. When you go home, when you replay their voice in your mind, you'll feel both peace and fear. Peace because your soul knows. Fear because your mind remembers the pain. But don't let the past steal what's divine. Don't judge new love with old wounds. This one is different. You'll see. They'll ask about your heart, not your history. They'll be more curious about your truth than your timeline. They'll look into your eyes, and instead of asking, "What can I take?" they'll ask, "How can I stay?" That's how you'll know. But you must let them in fully. Don't shrink. Don't dim. Don't pretend. Your truth is what draws them closer, not your perfection. They'll love your flaws. They'll admire your scars because they carry their own. This union is not built on fantasy. It's built on mission, spirit, and mutual healing. And when the world questions it, don't explain. Just protect it. Because sacred things are often misunderstood by those who've never met true love. Let me tell you what your soulmate is praying for right now. They are asking God, "Please let me find someone who sees me. Please let me find a heart that speaks the same language. Please let me rest in love, not fight for it." And God is answering by leading them to you. But you must not delay, not emotionally, not spiritually. Because the longer you hesitate, the more fog you create between you. Say yes to healing, to love, to softness, to receiving. Say yes, even if your heart shakes, because this kind of love doesn't just touch your emotions, it transforms your frequency. And when your frequency changes, your future does too. My child, the angels are already preparing your meeting. There's a shift happening in the realm of divine timing. Fully, don't shrink. Don't dim. Don't pretend. Your truth is what draws them closer, not your perfection. They'll love your flaws. They'll admire your scars because they carry their own. This union is not built on fantasy. It's built on mission, spirit, and mutual healing. And when the world questions it, don't explain. Just protect it. Because sacred things are often misunderstood by those who've never met true love. Let me tell you what your soulmate is praying for right now. They are asking God, "Please let me find someone who sees me. Please let me find a heart that speaks the same language. Please let me rest in love, not fight for it." And God is answering by leading them to you. But you must not delay, not emotionally, not spiritually. Because the longer you hesitate, the more fog you create between you. Say yes to healing, to love, to softness, to receiving. Say yes, even if your heart shakes, because this kind of love doesn't just touch your emotions. It transforms your frequency. And when your frequency changes, your future does too. My child, the angels are already preparing your meeting. There's a shift happening in the realm of divine timing. Watch how things start to rearrange. That delayed train, that random detour, that spontaneous invitation, that sudden urge to go out. It's all divine rerouting because heaven does not make mistakes, only miracles. And this one has your name on it. You are the answer to someone's prayer, and they are the answer to yours. This isn't just about romance. It's about purpose, because the two of you will activate things in each other that were asleep before. And that activation will unlock blessings in every area: financial, emotional, creative, spiritual. Watch how your life begins to flow after they enter. Ideas will spark, doors will open, peace will increase. Because divine union isn't just about love, it's about unlocking destiny. And now yours is unlocked. Take this moment, breathe again, and say out loud, I welcome this divine connection. I release fear. I embrace truth, and I say yes to the love that was written for me. Say it with conviction. Say it with soul. Say it like you believe it, because heaven already does. This is your moment. This is your sign. This is your miracle. And child, it's not coming. It's here. All that's left now is for you to walk into it fully, freely, faithfully. On Saturday, when your feet step into the divine location, your angels will be waiting, and so will they. Eyes ready, heart open, soul glowing. And you will know this is the one heaven promised me. And your spirit will reply, yes, I remember now. I'm ready, my child. You are still being watched over. I have not left your side. Even as this message enters your spirit, I am standing near, because the love that is approaching deserves to be met with divine certainty. And you, my beloved, you are finally ready for that. You've been through storms. You've walked through deserts. You've been overlooked, forgotten, betrayed. But heaven never forgot. And this love, it is coming to restore the balance. You see, what the enemy delayed, God preserved. What people tried to steal, heaven hid in plain sight, and now it is no longer hidden. Your soulmate, the one created to hold the other half of this divine promise, has been awakened. They are remembering your energy. They are feeling your vibration. They are being drawn like a wave back to the shore of your soul. And child, this time nothing will stop it. No interference, no sabotage, no delay, because you have finally become the version of yourself who can receive this level of love and child. This love is no small blessing. It is a kingdom gift. It is the rarest kind, the kind that transforms timelines. Let me tell you something you don't know yet. This person is not just coming to love you. They're coming to build with you a future, a mission, a legacy. And every part of your being will align with theirs. Because God didn't just match your hearts, He matched your callings. When they hold your hand, the world will feel safer. When they look at you, your inner child will exhale. When they speak, you won't need to analyze their words. You'll feel their soul, because their presence will be the answer to every unspoken prayer you ever whispered. Yes, child, that kind of love is real, and it's on its way. But you must continue to prepare. Clean your space. Clear your energy. Forgive those who cannot walk with you. This love is not entering through the doorway of confusion. It's entering through peace. And peace cannot dwell in a heart that still holds on to what was never meant to stay. So let it go. Let them go. Let the memory go. Not because you lost, but because you outgrew it. This next chapter requires a lighter heart. Your soulmate doesn't need your past. They need your presence, your softness, your truth, your glow. And when you show up, the divine timing will match the divine alignment. You will not miss this. You cannot miss this, because what God ordains, no man can cancel. Now listen to what I say next. On the day you meet them, the wind will carry a new energy. You will feel it in your chest. The earth will hum. There may be a moment of delay. That is heaven adjusting space and time. Let it happen. Don't rush. Don't resist. Follow the pull. Follow the peace. And then, when you step into the space, your eyes will lock, and something inside you will say, "There you are." No performance, no pretending, just presence. Their presence will calm your nervous system. Your presence will disarm their defenses. And in that stillness, the bond will form. A holy bond, not built on attraction, but on divine knowing. That's how heaven connects souls, through knowing, not striving. So don't strive, my beloved. Just receive. Say yes. Even if your voice trembles, say yes. Even if your hands shake. Because this isn't fear. It's recognition. And recognition is powerful. It breaks cycles. Your soulmate doesn't need your past. They need your presence, your softness, your truth, your glow. And when you show up, the divine timing will match the divine alignment. You will not miss this. You cannot miss this, because what God ordains, no man can cancel. Now listen to what I say next. On the day you meet them, the wind will carry a new energy. You will feel it in your chest. The earth will hum. There may be a moment of delay. That is heaven adjusting space and time. Let it happen. Don't rush. Don't resist. Follow the pull. Follow the peace. And then, when you step into the space, your eyes will lock, and something inside you will say, "There you are." No performance, no pretending, just presence. Their presence will calm your nervous system. Your presence will disarm their defenses, and in that stillness, the bond will form a holy bond, not built on attraction, but on divine knowing. That's how heaven connects souls, through knowing, not striving. So don't strive, my beloved. Just receive. Say yes. Even if your voice trembles, say yes. Even if your hands shake, do not immediately call it fear. Sometimes a new connection awakens emotions that feel unfamiliar because your heart has spent so long protecting itself. Let the feeling invite awareness rather than certainty. A healthy connection will not require you to become smaller. The right person will make room for your strength, your tenderness, your history, and even the parts of you that are still healing. You should not have to erase yourself to be loved. While you have been learning how to heal, another person may have been doing the same work in their own life. Perhaps they have also wondered whether someone would ever truly see them without asking them to perform or pretend. If your paths meet, let both of you be seen gradually and honestly. Real intimacy is not created in one dramatic moment. It grows through trust, consistency, vulnerability, respect, and the willingness to understand each other over time. My child, love can become more than romance. A healthy partnership can influence the way both people serve, create, encourage, and support others. When two people become healthier together, the effects often reach beyond the relationship itself. Family may notice greater peace. Friends may see you becoming more grounded. Even strangers can sometimes feel the warmth of a relationship built on kindness and mutual respect. Love can become an example without needing to become a performance. But protect the relationship wisely. Not every opinion deserves equal influence, and not every person needs access to the private details of what you are building. Healthy boundaries can give new love enough space to grow without unnecessary outside pressure. At the same time, Do not interpret every criticism as jealousy or spiritual opposition. Sometimes trusted people notice things worth considering. Listen carefully, compare their concerns with what you observe, and let patterns reveal the truth. The relationship does not need everyone's approval, but it should still be grounded in honesty, safety, mutual respect, and freedom. What is healthy will not require isolation from every person who asks reasonable questions. Pray over the connection if faith is important to both of you. Ask God for wisdom, patience, and discernment. Let faith lead you toward deeper truth rather than using spiritual language to rush commitment before trust has had time to develop. Do not run simply because vulnerability feels frightening. Fear may have influenced enough of your past already, but courage does not mean ignoring warning signs. It means remaining open while keeping your eyes clear. If the door to love opens, walk through slowly enough to notice what is actually there. Let attraction be joined by character. Let chemistry be joined by consistency. Let beautiful words be confirmed by reliable actions. Healthy love can feel like sunlight because it allows you to breathe instead of constantly wondering whether you are safe. It brings warmth without demanding that you surrender your judgment or your identity. Rest now, beloved. You do not need to solve your entire romantic future tonight. Let your heart remain available while your boundaries remain strong. Allow life to reveal what cannot be known through prediction alone. If someone meaningful appears, look into their eyes, but also watch how they behave when things are inconvenient, difficult, or ordinary. Those moments often reveal more about lasting love than the intensity of a first connection. One day, the waiting and almost relationships of the past may make more sense because they taught you what you will no longer accept. But you do not need every painful experience to become part of a predetermined plan. Let the future relationship be chosen again and again by both people. Let it become home not because heaven forced it, but because both of you consistently create honesty, safety, affection, responsibility, and peace together. And if that kind of love finds you, receive it without disappearing inside it. Keep your voice, keep your wisdom, keep your connection with God. Then love can become what you hoped it would be, not an escape from yourself, but a place where both of you are free to become more fully who you are.